Now I'd like to speak with you a little bit about how I use Diet and Wellness Plus in my courses. I have a variety of courses that I teach. I teach the undergrad level at the community college, so basic 100 level nutrition, all the way up to more advanced nutrition for 400 level undergraduate students. And so I use a different format for each course. Generally speaking, however, within the Track Diet platform, there's a few things that I'd like to share with you that make my life a little bit easier. I am a very big fan of creating recipes and custom foods, and I always walk my students through creating these items in the classroom or virtually. If I have an asynchronous class, I will generally create a video for them so that they can walk through and see exactly what it is that I'm referring to. The reason I like those is because we typically will eat some of the same foods over the course of a few days, especially if we're making a large amount of food at home. And it just makes things a little bit easier for students, and they can save them in their favorites, and it saves them time. The other thing that I like to use within Diet and Wellness Plus in the report section is the combination report. I will most typically have my students do a 3 or 4 day diet analysis, and they can choose any days that they want to in the first few weeks of the class. My assignments are typically spread out over the course of the semester. And so by doing that, they have the ability to go in and put in foods that they commonly have and foods maybe on an off day that they wouldn't normally have throughout the week or however their schedule is laid out. So the combination report is at the very bottom. And by clicking on that, I can again allow my students to choose certain reports that would be most fitting for the type of discussion that we're having in that particular course. I particularly like to use the DRI report, the consumption versus goals, the macronutrient ranges. I typically don't use the fat breakdown. I don't use the source analysis as much. It's a lot of really great data, but for the assignments that I create in my courses, the data that I'm looking for is really well put into the reports that I'm selecting. I do include the MyPlate analysis. I do have the exchanges spreadsheet, the activities, energy balance, and I usually unclick the daily food log and the activity log. And the reason I do that is I'm having them do that in a separate assignment earlier in the semester. So I don't have it within that combination report toward the end of the semester when they're submitting their larger assignment. So when you do scroll down, you'll see that there's a little bit less data, but it's more condensed and it's very informational. One piece of advice, I always like to create little videos for my students to see exactly what it is they need to do, because when we do show this in class, they often forget some of the little nuances and it can be really beneficial for them. So you can always come back to these tutorials and refer your students to these tutorials for more information. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoy Diet and Wellness Plus as much as I do, and as well as enjoy it as much as my students do. You will definitely see grades improve, and I wish you the best of luck and a great semester or quarter. Thank you.